Imagine leaving your home for a journey that could take 2 years across deserts, towering mountains, and distant kingdoms. Every step could bring unimaginable wealth or your final breath. This is the story of an ordinary merchant on the legendary Silk Road. Our story begins in Chang'an, the magnificent capital of the Han Dynasty, where the eastern end of the Silk Road welcomed merchants from across Asia. As dawn breaks, the city slowly awakens with the sounds of craftsmen, traders, and the distant ringing of bronze bells. Among hundreds of busy faces stands one quiet merchant preparing for the longest journey of his life. He is not a famous explorer or a powerful general. He is simply a trader with hope packed into every bundle he carries. Every roll of silk represents months of careful work by skilled weavers back home. The caravan slowly gathers outside the city gates, where dozens of camels patiently wait for the long road ahead. Some travelers quietly embrace their families, knowing they may not return for many seasons. With a gentle signal from the caravan leader, the long journey finally begins. Each slow step carries the caravan farther from home and closer to the unknown. The familiar sounds of the city fade away, replaced by bird song and the gentle rhythm of camel bells. Ahead lies more than 4,000 miles of ancient roads connecting civilizations. Along this road, silk will travel west, while ideas, inventions, and cultures will travel in every direction. For the merchant, every sunrise brings new hope, and every sunset reminds him how far he still has to go. The Silk Road is more than a trade route. It is a bridge between worlds that have never truly met. And this is only the beginning. Beyond the distant mountains, countless adventures and countless dangers are still waiting. By the second morning, the road feels quieter than ever. The excitement of departure has settled into the steady rhythm of travel. Morning dew sparkles across the fields, while distant birds greet another calm day along the ancient road. The merchant smiles quietly, for now the road is gentle, almost welcoming. Small farming villages appear along the roadside, their people already busy with another day's work. Children wave excitedly as the caravan slowly passes through the village. Some villagers have never traveled beyond these fields, yet the Silk Road brings the world to their doorstep. By midday, the green fields slowly give way to rolling hills beneath a wide blue sky. The road becomes narrower, winding between ancient rocks that have watched travelers for centuries. Tiny wildflowers bloom between the stones, adding quiet beauty to the rugged landscape. The merchant pauses to admire the endless view stretching far beyond the horizon. Far below, a clear river winds through the valley like a ribbon of silver. The caravan follows the river, knowing fresh water is one of the road's greatest treasures. In the distance, snow-covered peaks rise high above the clouds, reminding every traveler how small they truly are. In the distance, snow-covered peaks rise high above the clouds, reminding every traveler how small they truly are. Tomorrow, those mountains will no longer be a distant view. They will become the road itself. The following morning, the mountains stand closer than ever. Their towering peaks seem to touch the clouds. The road begins to climb, and every step demands a little more patience than the last. The gentle breeze of the valley is replaced by cool mountain air that carries the scent of pine forests. Small streams tumble down the rocks, filling the quiet landscape with the soothing sound of flowing water. The merchant pauses for a drink, grateful for the cold, fresh water. By midday, the path narrows until only a single camel can pass at a time. Far below, a roaring river cuts through the valley like a silver ribbon. Every traveler walks carefully. One careless step could end the journey in an instant. An old wooden bridge stretches across the rushing river, weathered by countless caravans before them. One by one, the camels cross the bridge with slow, steady confidence. On the other side, the road becomes quieter, surrounded by towering cliffs and ancient stone walls. High above, mountain goats move effortlessly across cliffs that seem impossible to climb. As evening approaches, the shadows grow longer, painting the mountains in shades of gold and blue. The caravan leader chooses a sheltered valley where the wind is gentle and fresh water is close by. As darkness settles over the mountains, another peaceful evening begins, and tomorrow's journey quietly waits beyond the first light. The campfire glows softly beneath the mountain sky, its gentle light dancing across tired faces. Warm soup and fresh bread become a feast after another long day on the road. Stories begin to flow as easily as the mountain stream nearby. One traveler speaks of snowy passes beyond the mountains. Another remembers the endless deserts to the west. Above them, thousands of stars quietly illuminate the ancient road. Long before compasses became common, experienced guides trusted the stars to lead the way. The merchant studies the sky, realizing that every constellation has guided countless travelers before him. Before dawn, the mountains fall silent beneath a blanket of cool mist. The first rays of sunlight slowly awaken the valley. Breakfast is simple. Warm tea, dried fruit, and fresh bread shared among friends. The caravan quietly packs its belongings, preparing for another day of discovery. By mid-morning, the highest peaks are finally behind them. The world suddenly feels larger as endless grasslands stretch toward the horizon. In the distance, another caravan appears, like tiny shadows moving across the open steppe. For travelers on the Silk Road, meeting another caravan is more than chance. It is the beginning of new friendships, fresh knowledge, and stories carried across continents. As the mountains fade into the distance, an endless sea of grass unfolds before the caravan. This is the Great Central Asian Steppe. The wind sweeps gently across the open plains, carrying the scent of wild grass for miles away. Unlike the mountains, the steppe offers no walls, only an endless horizon. In the distance, horse riders appear like tiny moving shadows against the grasslands. They are nomads, masters of the open plains, whose lives are shaped by the rhythm of the seasons. The caravan leader raises a hand in greeting, and the riders answer with warm smiles. Though they speak different languages, kindness needs no translation. Fresh mare's milk, dried cheese, and simple bread are offered to the weary travelers. In return, the merchant carefully presents a roll of fine silk from Chang'an. Trade begins with trust, long before coins ever change hands. As evening approaches, another caravan arrives from the west, carrying stories from distant Persia. News travels faster than silk, passing from one caravan to the next, across thousands of miles. One traveler speaks of a magnificent city where roads from every direction meet. Kashgar. For centuries, Kashgar has welcomed merchants from China, Persia, India, and beyond. As the stars begin to appear, the merchant wonders what new friendships and discoveries await beyond tomorrow's horizon. After weeks of steady travel, the caravan finally sees the fertile valley of Kashgar appearing beyond the open plains. Tall poplar trees line the road, their leaves dancing gently in the warm afternoon breeze. The city's ancient walls rise slowly above the horizon, welcoming travelers from every direction. For centuries, Kashgar has stood at one of the most important crossroads of the Silk Road. Here, merchants from China, Persia, India, and Central Asia meet beneath the same sky. The marketplace hums with quiet conversations, laughter, and the gentle sound of bargaining. Brilliant rolls of silk shimmer beside colorful Persian carpets and fragrant spices. Our merchant carefully unpacks his finest silk, hoping to find the perfect buyer. A Persian trader pauses to admire the remarkable craftsmanship woven into every thread. After careful negotiation, both merchants smile as they complete a fair exchange. Along the Silk Road, trust is often worth more than gold. As evening approaches, musicians fill the marketplace with soft melodies from distant lands. The aroma of grilled meat, warm bread, and fragrant tea drifts through the crowded streets. As darkness settles over the city, hundreds of lanterns transform the marketplace into a sea of golden light. For tonight, the journey pauses. But beyond Kashgar, the road continues toward even greater kingdoms, carrying silk, stories, and dreams across the ancient world. At first light, the gates of Kashgar slowly open, and the caravan begins another unforgettable chapter of its journey. Behind them, the lively markets grow quieter, fading into the morning mist. Ahead lies the edge of the Taklamakan Desert, a place feared by travelers for centuries. Ancient travelers once whispered a warning: enter if you must, but never underestimate the desert. The guide carefully studies the wind, knowing that the desert changes with every passing hour. One by one, the camels step onto the warm sand, beginning one of the most demanding stretches of the Silk Road. The silence is almost complete, broken only by the gentle footsteps of the caravan. Even the wind seems to whisper stories carried across these sands for thousands of years. Hours pass beneath a brilliant blue sky, where the horizon never seems to grow closer. By late afternoon, distant palm trees appear like a welcome promise on the horizon. The oasis offers cool water, fresh shade, and a moment to breathe before the journey continues. As the sun begins to set, the desert glows with shades of gold, amber, and crimson. Night arrives quickly, revealing one of the clearest skies on Earth. The merchant looks toward the stars, knowing that the same constellations guided countless travelers before him. Tomorrow, the desert will reveal new challenges, but tonight, beneath a sky full of stars, the ancient Silk Road feels peaceful once again. As dawn breaks over the Taklamakan Desert, the caravan quietly prepares for another day beneath the endless sky. The morning air is cool, but everyone knows the desert will soon awaken beneath the blazing sun. Hours later, the wind begins to rise, carrying streams of fine sand across the ancient trail. The guide calmly signals the caravan to stay close together as the wind grows stronger. For a short time, the desert disappears behind a curtain of swirling sand. The patient camels lower their heads and continue forward, just as they have done for countless generations. By afternoon, the wind fades, revealing a quiet stone caravanserai standing alone in the desert. Within its strong walls, travelers from many lands find safety, food, and welcome companionship. The merchant realizes that the Silk Road carries far more than valuable goods. It carries human stories. Ideas, languages, inventions, and traditions travel together, changing every place they touch. The greatest treasure of the Silk Road is not silk, but connection. For nearly 1,500 years, this remarkable network connected East and West in ways the ancient world had never imagined. Empires rose and fell, but the road continued to unite people through curiosity, courage, and trade. As evening settles once more, our merchant quietly smiles, knowing that every mile has changed him forever. And perhaps that is the true legacy of the Silk Road. Not simply the exchange of goods, but the meeting of people, the sharing of ideas, and the endless journey of discovery that still inspires us today. Thank you for traveling this ancient road with us.